Cable 10, Aurora, Illinois Community Access Channel.
Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
I'm not really here.
Where are we?
Well, if there's a bright center to the universe, you're on the planet that it's farthest from.
Welcome to the Outer Rim. Enjoy your stay.
Y'all ready for biz?
All right. Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. Yep, we've put on our Chuck Barris hat for once again, finally talking about a Sam Rockwell movie on the channel. A million years ago, we did Sam Rockwell month. I love it when people find those videos. I really wish that my life was the kind of life where I could just make Sam Rockwell videos all the time, keep up with all that kind of stuff. But it's great that he's still making movies, and he's still making movies like this with people like Gore Verbinski in this movie that we're talking about today on the channel. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die. There will be spoilers in this, but we'll get to the spoiler section. Said it in the intro that there will be spoilers, so should be ready for all this. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all of that jazz as we continue to keep going on this channel. We're not giving up. We're not stopping just because we're not a big channel. We do this because we love it. And if you're liking what we're doing here, just hit us a like and a subscribe. It does nothing to worry. We can be at the bottom of your channel list. Every once in a while, you see something you might like. Right now, we're talking about Harsh Realm, the late 90s show from Chris Carter about virtual worlds, which this is right up the alley of that. And we're also doing a show called Characters, where we literally just talk about our favorite characters. And then we're also doing a even weirder format of a reaction video or a recap video. It's kind of a mixed thing with a kind of a trivia game show element to it, as we talk about a show called Strange Luck, a show from 1995 starring DB Sweeney. And I've been taking on a lot of work right now, so I've been backing off a little bit. All I'm waiting for this week is to record my Harsh Realm video, and in the meantime of doing that, I found this movie that I've been meaning to talk about. Because a long time ago, we did Sam Rockwell month on the channel, and I wish that my life was that way, where I could just make Sam Rockwell videos all the time. But he returns in this Gore Verbinski flick movies get missed by everybody now, and this is a really good one, and we all kind of missed it, I think. A lot of people missed it. And let's get into it. Yeah, so we'll get into some spoilers. I'll give everybody warning for that. As we just jump in, as we start telling the stories. Like, yeah, man, like Gore Verbinski directed this film. I believe Matthew Robinson is the screenwriter, who's got an interesting career start. I think he started off with The Invention of Lying, that Ricky Gervais film back in the day. And this movie's got another great cast of people that I really like, and some are up and comers. Sam Rockwell, man, I mean, okay, first off, I mean, if you need a recommendation, you know that I don't really talk about things I don't like. If you can see here, there's a lot of love on this screen right now for Sam Rockwell because of how good his whole career has been to me. This is one of the guys I love, that I love being part of my generation of growing up watching this guy and being able to, every single movie, big or small, he kicks ass. And in this, as a time traveler, come back from the future to save us from AI. And Gore Verbinski's very much like satirical fable that I would say, like, to me, if I had to break it down, what it made me think about in this was it felt like I was watching one of the best like Black Mirror episodes, like mixed into a through line. If a Black Mirror movie that had a through line that was still telling like multiple stories of people in this, namely like Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz' character have a story. Juno Temple's character has a story. Haley Lou Richardson has a story. And it all has to do with different kinds of technological issues that we are having today, things that are controversial, like cloning, like AI, like just, everybody's, when should we have all these things? It is asking a lot of questions about artificial intelligence, and it's all wrapped up in this crazy story about a time traveler who's here to get the right group of people in this Norm's diner to travel with him and solve the problem as he slowly kind of reveals what the mission actually is over the. But the first steps, of course, are getting out of said restaurant, and he's done this 117 times, I think, somewhere around there. So it's not worked out all those times, and it sounds like a lot of those times they never even made it out of like the restaurant. But things are different in this because it's the movie. If we literally going to watch, like, they weren't going to Groundhog Day us, thankfully, into a montage at the beginning of a bunch of failed attempts to get out of this place. It keeps it moving, and it's a long movie. Sometimes it feels it a little bit, especially since it's not a straightforward movie that's really taking place in a real world. This is taking place in like a cautionary tale kind of world where the stakes are high, but what happens in it it just doesn't happen in our world. And that's, I think, important for people to know up front, because I think a lot of people get confused, myself included, sometimes when you're watching something and you're not sure, is this supposed to be like our world or not? And I also think that with that confusion, I think people can get really like, that never happened. Because we all know some of those people who don't really have that disconnect, that don't really have that fantasy inside them, that don't really have much of an imagination, unfortunately. And things like this will bother them. But if they know right up front that this is like a story, like tell them, it's like, what if, like it's a very extreme parody. Like think Naked Gun without all the fart and dick jokes, that kind of thing. But if you need to like help the other people along sometimes to watch this, because even I have a hard time following sometimes the messages that are going on. I mean, I can tell about the subject matter, and I know how I feel about some of these things, and I know what it's also trying to say to me. And it's not also, it's pretty damning at times what it's trying to say about AI. But I also think that there is like a message inside of this that's like, well, we're a destructive as fuck race of beings. We make movies about these things, and then we decide to watch them happen in real life. We just let these things play out. I mean, we all go, oh my God, these things we're afraid of. And then we make them. And then we go, oh my God, what did we do? Why did we do it? Look, we're a bunch of people who have to touch the stove. We have to stick our finger in the light socket because for some reason, because we don't really know what happens when we die, we might as well just try anything and everything once to make sure it doesn't kill us. I guess, we're we have a death wish because of a lot of different things, I think. And AI is no different. What's it going to do to us? I don't know, but this movie's saying in a lot of ways, like, and about a lot of different things, there are good things and bad things, like what if you could just zap everybody's internet away? I have these fantasies of like, what could we go back? Could we go back to a time where it's like, do we really need all of the internet to get what we need done? Do we really need access to all of it? But it's like once you open Pandora's box, you can't close it. So how do you deal with it when the reality is it's not going anywhere? And I think that that's part of what this movie is saying is it's here, it's not going anywhere. How do we figure out how to deal with it without these kind of futures coming to pass? And making sure that the job's actually done, because we also have a history in this world of not finishing things when we really need to finish them. It's how we kind of are in a lot of the messes that we're in today because we didn't, finish sorting things out after certain conflicts were ended. We didn't put things in place to ensure that things didn't fester and spread to become worse problems down the line. And I think that that's another one of these things that this movie says. And I'm just, and one of the greatest things to say is that I'm talking about a movie that's not a superhero movie or even a fantasy movie. It's got crazy elements inside it. It's got some weird CGI, but like that, they're just little elements to the story, the little beats. They're like metaphors of things. They're there kind of for a reason and for some cool visual aesthetic, I will admit. But I just think that we need more movies like this. It's nice. Like my superhero fatigue isn't because there's been, close to 20 years of superhero. Well, it's been over 20 years of superhero movies, if we're going to be honest, but counting, starting with like X-Men and first Spider-Man, it's been pretty consistent. And then you have the whole MCU thing, and it's been like this for 26 years then, folks. 26 years, and even a little bit more than that if you go back to like the slow build of Batman starting in 89. We're not going to count the Christopher Reeve ones because that was too big of a gap. Anyway, it's just when you don't have movies like this, like Weapons, like Sinners, and then you have the success of movies like Obsession and what's it called? I've watched a whole bunch of these damn things. I've got too much information in my head. Where's it? Backrooms. That creepy ass shit that I watched. I wouldn't even look at the screen sometimes when I'm watching that shit because it's just so off-putting mentally. But that's the stuff that's, they want to get people in the seats, and people are begging for this kind of stuff again. Stuff that matters, stuff that speaks to them, and I don't think comic books, as much as they speak to, some nostalgia for some, absolute payoff for years of nerddom for others. Others have just used it to grift and feed like vampires off of other people, spreading lies for profit and clicks, just spreading misery and making people hate everything that they should be loving, making them waste their childhoods being pissed about who's in movies and stuff. Are we all tired of this? Are we all tired? Don't we want to watch movies that actually we can just sit and watch again? But anyway, that's what I feel about this kind of thing. I mean, I didn't even get into spoilers. I mean, look, Sam Rockwell's character, is he a time traveler from the future? Look, you got to watch the damn movie, but it is, like I said, it's a fable. It's telling a story. It's a cautionary tale. So guess what, folks? It can do whatever it wants. So by that logic, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think he's a time traveler in the movie? Do you think they're going to maybe drop the, come at you with a Sixth Sense twist at the end? I don't, do you really think it's that kind of movie? I'll let you come to your own conclusion on that. There's not tons of character in this movie. He is the biggest character, and I think him and Haley Lou Richardson get the bulk of the character work in this. But that's great because ever since White Lotus, I have really liked her. And Juno Temple, I really liked her in a lot of stuff early in her career. And I think I thought, on Ted Lasso, everybody's great. But it's really good seeing her get a really, really meaty, strong performance. Because she's the other one that gets the most stuff to do. The ones that don't, pretty much everybody else kind of gets left to the wayside, including Zazie Beetz and Michael Pena, who are, it's just good to see Michael Pena in something that's legitimately good in a little while, because we like Michael Pena, don't we, folks? And Zazie Beetz, Domino, Atlanta, she's amazing. Give her more to do. But this is already an incredibly long movie, so they're kind of like the almost characters in this. But everybody is still really good, and Gore Verbinski really delivers, and there's some weird ass shit in this movie. And like I said, what it does is they're trying to get out of this place to get from point A to point B to stop and save the world from an AI nightmare. The world has gone wrong, and he has to get the right people out of there. And that's what we do. It's a journey. Some people get lost along the way, along this journey. And through that journey, as we go along, they tell some of the stories of what's been going on in some of these people's lives, and then connect it really, really, really well into the rest of the movie to, like what I said, into kind of a Black Mirror movie that's like Pulp Fiction-y almost, you know, things are kind of disconnected and then pay off here and there. And there's some genuine moments of like, should you trust some of the things that are going on that do connect to it? So there's, and even up to the end where I could tell I might be feeling like, and I think that some people will feel dissatisfied by this movie's ending, but that's the thing. You ever watch Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits and things like that? Sometimes, again, it's the journey and it's what it's trying to say and the message it gets across. And how did you feel after seeing it? What did you think of what it was saying? And how did that make you feel? Does it have any relevance? Do you think it's full of shit? You know, do you need to maybe look at yourself in the mirror or think about some of the things you do in your life? That's what it's doing, folks. That's what it's fucking doing. Good luck. Have fun. Don't die. Great movie. Sam Rockwell kicks ass. Great direction. Pretty great screenplay. And I liked it quite a bit. So if you liked what we're doing here, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And yeah, we're hitting it. We're coming in hot and then getting the fuck out. Have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.
Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum.